Hey, what's up everybody? I'm KP Kwan. Welcome back to this channel, Taste of Asian Food. Today I'm going to make a Hong Kong style dim sum called xian ha gyun, or we can translate as fresh crispy shrimp rolls, which is a very popular Hong Kong style dim sum. And what you need is the beancurd skin, that is the foldable type, not the brittle type, coupled with some fresh shrimp, and the rest of the ingredients are pretty straightforward. So in this video, I would like to show you how to prepare it, and let's start with the preparation. First, get prepared some fresh shrimp. These are the shrimp that I have already removed the head, the shell, and the vein. And then I'll divide the shrimp into two portions, equal portion. The first portion I will then finely chop or mince it, and the other portion cut into small pieces. There's a reason why we do not want to mince all the shrimps, because by cutting part of it into small pieces, we then be able to retain a part of the crunchiness of the shrimp. For the other half of the shrimp, cut it into larger pieces and then bash it with the knife like that. The reason of why I bashed the shrimp is because if I don't do that, it will be quite difficult to mince it finely. So now I'm going to mince the shrimp meat into a paste. Now you see it has become very pasty as opposed to the one I've just cut it into small pieces. I've transferred the shrimp paste to a mixing bowl, and also I have about an equal portion of some minced pork, which is about 1/4 fat and 3/4 lean meat. And if you do not want to use pork, you can use any other meat, or you can use fish paste. To make the fish paste is pretty straightforward. You can either purchase from the market, or if you can't get it from the market, you just get some fish with plenty of meat, mince the fish meat until it becomes a paste, just looks like the shrimp paste, and then we mix both together. Today I'm using minced pork instead of using fish paste. Put the minced pork into the mixing bowl, and also I'll prefer to add some chopped green onions for the freshness, and also some diced carrot for the crunchiness. Now let's season all these ingredients with some wine, some sesame oil, and a little bit of sugar, and some pepper, half teaspoon of salt, and some cornstarch to combine everything together. And also don't forget the shrimp that we have cut it into small pieces. Now it comes to a step that you might have seen many times on YouTube, or I have done it in several of my previous videos also. That is to leave up the meat or the shrimp, and then pound it back, throw it back to the bowl repeatedly, many times, 30-40 times. And this is one of the ways that normally we use to combine all the ingredients together to make it to become very pasty. It also helps to combine all these ingredients together and make it springy too. The texture will be very springy if you do this. Just throw it back repeatedly into the bowl. Look at it, now it all stick together nicely. Now let's keep the fillings aside and deal with the beancurd skin. This is the beancurd skin or beancurd wrapper. It is very soft and it can be folded, not the one that is already fried and crispy. So make sure you got the correct one. Now I need to cut it into smaller pieces for individual wrapping. Make sure that it's clean. So I wipe it with a cloth gently on both sides. And then I need to cut it with a scissor to individual smaller pieces for individual wrapping. And the size I would prefer would be something like that. Let's see. It is about 5 inches by 8 inches. And of course, you can make it slightly bigger or smaller. Up to you, is your preference. And then trim off the side that is uneven. Cut it into half. And that is the size that I want. And this one cut into half too. So I have 4, and altogether I need 16 today. Let's wrap the shrimp rolls. Now let's wrap the shrimp rolls. This is one piece of the beancurd skin, and before I put the filling on it, I need to make some cornstarch slurry, about 2 teaspoons of corn flour with a tablespoon of water. Mix it together to form a slurry, and that will be able to help to stick it together nicely, both sides and also the end of the wrapping. So put some on both sides to soften it because it's still a little bit brittle, and also some at the end and some at the center. Okay, now I have the filling here. Since I have 16 pieces of the beancurd skin, I have portioned 16 portions of the fillings equally. Put it at the center, one side of it. Press it down so that it sticks onto the beancurd skin nicely, and then roll it up this way. Because I have already put the slurry, so it is a little bit wet on the sides, the edges, so it is pretty easy to roll. Roll it up this way, and for both sides you can add a little bit more to make it slightly wetter so that it is softer on both sides, both ends I mean, and then seal it up by using a chopstick. So now it looks like a pillow, a small pillow. So this is how to wrap the shrimp paste roll that I'm going to deep fry it later. So let me finish the rest, and then I will deep fry all the rolls. Let's make another one. So add some cornstarch slurry on the 4 sides to make it slightly softer, so that when I roll it up it will not break. And then put the fillings on one side of it and press it down so that it will stick it onto the beancurd skin nicely. Leave a little bit of space on both sides so that I can seal it up both sides. Okay, and then roll it up slowly. And then seal up both sides by using either your hand or the chopstick. So that's it, and I'm going to deep fry these and the rest later. I've finished wrapping all the shrimp rolls, so now I can start to deep fry the shrimp rolls. Now heat the oil to medium to high, about 170 to 180 degrees Celsius, and then put the shrimp rolls into it. Try not to put too many, Make sure they do not stick together. And fry it until golden brown. I've fried some just now, so you can take a look. It looks like that. When the shrimp rolls already turned to golden brown, remove it and drain on paper towel. These two are not quite done yet, so I'll leave it there for another half a minute. Okay, it's done. Now let's take a look how it looks like inside. It's very nice, and it is best to take it while it's still crispy. And you can just take it on its own. It is already very flavorful, and some people would like to use a mayonnaise or chili sauce as a dipping sauce, and it's really up to your preference. I'll just take it that way. I don't really need any dipping sauce because it is so flavorful. Let's take one and eat it. Very, very nice. That is exactly what you will expect if you visit a dim sum restaurant. That is the taste that you are familiar with. And for today's recipe, I do not make much changes. I just follow the traditional authentic recipe, and that is how it tastes like. And if you want to get the recipe, I've included in the description below the video and also at the end of this video for your reference. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, tap the notification, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again in some other similar video soon. Bye for now.